Welcome back to Soozie Stuff. Today we will celebrate Father's Day by creating some fun gifts, all made from mostly Dollar Tree supplies. He will love them. So what do you say? Let's jump right in. Hey everybody, I'm Soozie and this is Soozie Stuff. Welcome to station KDIY Channel 146. I'm so happy you're here. I would love it if you'd click and subscribe and then click the bell to be notified when I upload a new episode. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up or even a comment. So don't touch that dial. Let's go make some stuff. My first project today is called Definition of Dad, and he can have so many adjectives, I know. And so we're first starting off with these little boards that I found at Dollar Tree, some of the black rope, a couple of those upholstery pins, and a cardstock with a little printed definition of dad. We'll look at that a little bit closer. You're also going to see some pictures of my dad throughout, and starting out when he was little, and this is his sister. He had two sisters and him. There was three of them in his little boots. So cute. I also want to say, while you're watching me there, I'm just staining the board. I lost my dad in 2006, and I know it's kind of hard sometimes to celebrate these days, but we're going to get through it, and we're going to enjoy and have a wonderful time celebrating. And so what I did was I found this on the internet, this little definition. There's my dad, so cute. And I printed it off. If you've seen some of my other just previous videos, I show you how I print that out. I just use the cardstock to print it out on my printer. And so I'm just tearing it off, and I had stained that with some the wax, antique wax, Waverly chalk paint. And so now I'm just using some Mod Podge to put down. And what I wish I would have done is put a little water down first, but it does get a little wrinkly, but it turns out really pretty. And so we're just going to Mod Podge all this up. This turns out really nice. And so now I'm taking those upholstery pins, and you think, well, I could just probably nail them right in, but I really didn't want to. And so I'm clipping off the little pointy part, adding some hot glue, and then I'm going to place those on top, and then I'm going to just kind of tap them in a little bit, and they hold really nicely. And this is my dad in New York when he went there to join the service, and he was in the Air Force, and so I love that picture of him. So now we're finishing up getting those little upholstery pins secured in there. I just love how this looks. And now we're using some of this black rope from Dollar Tree. You know, I've never seen it before. I've seen it in other videos, but finally I saw it and I was like, I have to have that. And I love the masculine look of the black and the stain look, but I also love it, you know, in regular decor. So this is a screwdriver that Dad actually picked up for me, and he got it at Dollar Tree. You know, I haven't seen any tools lately at Dollar Tree. I don't think that they carry them anymore. You could use the screwdriver and what do you call it, a Phillips head and some pliers, but I have not seen them. So I don't know if they carry them, and I go to a lot of Dollar Trees. So anyway, it came out beautiful. You could add anything over to the side. This would be great in Dad's workshop or on his desk or wherever. But I love that I added a hanger to it, and I just love number 2, the one who can fix anything with tools, and that certainly was my dad. He could fix anything. All right, this next project is called Number 1 Dad, and it is a very whimsical, fun project that I know he will love. So you're first going to start out with this little crate from Dollar Tree and a pair of the work gloves from Dollar Tree as well. And you can get whichever glove that you like, and you can also use whatever letters that you like. That's Mom and Dad getting married. I think you saw that before in my Mother's Day episode. And so those letters I got, I think that at Michael's, They're kind of a spongy. We'll talk about that a little later, but I'm using these little wipes. Some people use the little, what do you call them? Baby wipes. But I just had these on hand and I'm really liking this. I'd never used them before and they work perfectly when you're staining. They kind of put it on and take it off at the same time. I really love that. And I'm just doing the whole entire box, inside, outside, everywhere. And so now we're on to the stickers. I do have some wooden stickers that would have worked well, but I wanted to try these out. And of course you can use any sticker that you like. But the one thing that I couldn't, oh my goodness, this was us at Galveston. Look how skinny and look at my bathing suit. Oh my goodness, that cracks me up. I didn't have a hashtag. I couldn't find a hashtag anywhere, so I had to quickly make my own. I just used a couple of eyes and cut them really thin. And so that worked out perfectly. But again, you can use any type of lettering, stickers or wooden letters that you have. And then that part is done. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take a little bit of the stain that I had on my brush and I'm going to kind of wipe over that to sort of give it a little rustic look and make it blend a little bit better. So I love how that part turned out. And now I'm just taking some pillow stuffing and we're going to stuff this glove real nicely, just going each finger at a time. And that's my dad in his little music studio. He played the piano so beautifully and then he would mix his tapes. Look at all that. Oh my gosh. Look at those headphones. And he would always interview us and we have such great recordings. I'm so glad that he did that. And so anyway, I took a skewer and I'm just pushing it in every single finger, getting that all stuffed very nicely. And then I'm going to hot glue the fingers down so that it makes a number 1. And when I was teaching first grade, I did this as one of my Father's Day projects, and but it didn't use the little crate. Oh, that is us at Christmas, and that's my dad. Yes, that's him. As funny as he was, he put on a Santa mask. How hilarious. And so anyway, yeah, in my first grade class, we made this as a little project, but it didn't have the little crate then. I would have liked that. But this was a fun project for my first graders. And it's also fun now. And so it's all stuffed. And what I'm going to do is just hot glue it to the back of the crate. And we're almost done. It's very easy, but do hold it on tight and hold it for just a little bit because it needs time to set with that fabric. And then I took some twine and tied a little bow on the finger, and it helps to remember Dad and tell him that I love him and never forget. I love that. My dad would have liked this project. So anyway, we have this, and now we are going to add a little bit of these wood slats, just one of them to the bottom. I cut it to fit it in there so I can put some really fun goodies in there for him. So I always searched every store all the time for the perfect tool. He had every tool that you could think of. And so I just think this is great for his like desk area of all the favorite tools and things that he would use. And you could put whatever you like in your crate. Maybe some like chocolate or, thumbtacks and paper clips or whatever that your dad would love. I know that he would love anything that you put in there. So we are finished. I love how this turned out. And before I show you the final product, I wanted to show you this old picture. There's my brother and me and Dad and Mom. And then probably, I guess, many, many years later, we had another picture taken of us in the same position. I absolutely love this. So if you haven't had a chance to do it, do something like that. And we just loved this picture. It really means a lot. And so anyway, here is the finished product. I love it. I know my dad would have loved it. I know your dad will love it now. Grandpa, uncle, brother, anybody that's a dad. And his favorite chocolates. I know I could put some secret kisses in there. My dad would have liked that. But I hope you enjoy this project. And our next project is called You're My Rock. And I made one of these for my mom for Mother's Day, and hers was the wreath. I'll show that to you in just a little bit. But I printed out a really great picture of me and my dad. I love that picture. I was just leaving to go back to college, and we were just laughing away, but also crying because I hated driving away. Oh, and there's my dad walking towards us. And so just pick any picture that you like. And I grabbed a 4x6 frame that was already black because I'm using these black stones. Oh, look, there's James Dean. Haha. That's so funny. I guess that's showing my age. Oh my. And so I'm hot gluing all of these rocks all around this picture frame. Now you may be thinking, well, these are gonna probably pop off with this hot glue. Well, I'm not gonna lie, there was a few that did, but I ended up just kind of using some of my super glue. As I finished this up, I kind of popped that in there. I didn't really show you, but I have some super glue that I kind of squeezed in there, and it really helped out to bond it a little bit better. Oh, that's our old Chevrolet. Oh, I don't think I was born then. But this is super easy. It is a great little project, and I added, very easy and quick to do, so I added this wooden heart that you always see at Dollar Tree. And this is one of those metallic writing pens that I just love. It's in white. It works out perfect. And so I wrote, "You're my rock, Dad," on there, and we're going to hot glue that right on. And I do add a little bit of a what is that? Buffalo ribbon. Why does the butcher? I don't know. So anyway, buffalo check ribbon, and tied it in a little knot and put that right on there. I love this picture of me and my dad. We were laughing. I don't even remember what it was about, but we were always laughing. And so this project is complete. How simple, but I love it. He would too. And I know your dad and father and uncle would love this as well. Very simple, very chic. And I hope you can make yours today. Father's Day is around the corner. All right, and we're on to our final little project. I'm using one of the little letter boards, and this is called the Happy Father's Day, because we're going to make a little sign with this letter board from Dollar Tree. Now, when you see these, grab them. Grab a couple. I think I bought 8 because I'm going to give them as some gifts. And if you didn't have enough letters, because they don't give you very many. This is such a wonderful picture. This was our actual last Christmas. We didn't know it at the time. But this was our last Christmas together. I love that picture. We had a lot of fun. And anyway, I'm taking out the letters, and there is just enough to spell out Happy Father's Day. So if you just wanted to get one board, you could make it with these letters. And then for the little, what do you call it? That little thing, what's that called? Apostrophe. Hello. And I just cut off a little L. Now check this out. My dad would have loved this. I always try to find a unique tool. I got this at Walmart, and it was for something. And inside it, you unscrew the bottom, and it has this little bitty Phillips head and a screwdriver. How cool is that? So I'll be using this for my own self. And so I wanted to add it to the sign. It is a bit heavy, but not to worry, because I am going to use my nail to sort of poke through, and because this is kind of a foam, and I'm poking through, and I'm going to use some of those zip ties to make it secure. This was so fun to make, and I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to get that in there. But the nail worked perfectly to poke a little hole. And you have to have a little sign when he wakes up in the morning at his breakfast table or near his other presents. And so these are a smaller little zip tie. And so it worked perfect. They're black, and the board is black, so it blended in well. And so that holds together beautifully. Oh, and I was like, Happy Hers Day. FAT fell off. So I had to get those back on. And now I am just adding some little nails. And of course you can add anything to yours that you like. I'm adding some bolts and just some stuff I had around the house. I didn't even realize I had some of that stuff. I need to clean out the garage. And so I'm just adding those on there. And I thought, well, it needs a bow. We have to put a little bow on there. So I'm using, oh yeah, let me go on to this. This is one that I made for spring. I don't know if you saw that video, but pick up the little whiteboard. I hot glued my other board to the whiteboard and it made an instant stand. So I love that. It worked out beautifully, but I didn't have one. I didn't have one for this project, and I had this old wooden one. Oh, I add a little wooden bead at the top. And so I'm adding the bow. And when I put it in this little easel that I already had, I think I got it at a thrift store or something. But this is a little heavy. The hammer side was a little bit heavy, but you'll see I just kind of put it on there more to the right. And it stood up perfectly. Now you could use this for a hanger or like a sign to hang up, however you want to use it, however you can make it work, but it worked perfectly with that little easel that I had. And here it is all put together. There's the wooden knob at the top. I love the nails. I love the little bolts coming down, and it fit perfectly. I love the little buffalo check bow. And I hope that I've inspired you to create some wonderful, wonderful projects for your dad, your uncle, your brother, your grandfather. And it's such a special day, so make sure you treat them very special. Get him breakfast in bed, some pancakes. And I love this picture of Dad. We always would wave goodbye when I would leave. I hated that moment, as many of us do. And so I just wanted to take a minute and thank my dad for everything that he did for me. And always smiling, always kind. So happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. And thanks for joining me today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and even a comment. I would love to hear from you. I'll see you next time on Soozie's Stuff, KDIY Channel 146. Bye, everybody.